one.
I'm going to be demonstrating how to make the 60-degree triangle ruler runner, and you'll be able, with 1.25 yards of fabric or 1.5 yards of fabric, to make 2 runners and 2 table toppers, and you will get 2 smaller table toppers, and you will also, with this one, get some mug rugs. Your first step is to take 2 repeats so that they are matching. They will be laid right sides to right sides, and trim your edges so they're nice and straight. You take your 60-degree triangle ruler and you'll lay it down. You do not want to put the ruler right to the edge. If you do and cut this off, you cannot use these pieces. If you slide the ruler over so you allow 1/4 inch on this right side, hold the ruler firmly and you will cut those half triangles off. You'll set them aside because they will be used in your table topper. You'll now cut from this side, and your first full triangle you'll set aside to be used in your runner. You'll now make one more cut, one more triangle, and this triangle will be used in your table topper. That gets set with your half triangles. Now you go to the other end of your fabric. I'm using 1.25 yards fabric here. You can generally use 1.5 yards, but you can use 1.25 yards. You lay the ruler down again, and keep in mind you do not want to cut right to that edge. You slide it over and make sure you have 1/4 inch seam allowance down here, and you make the cut. These half triangles will go with your other half triangles. And you make one more cut. This gets set aside for your runner. Flip your ruler and make your third cut on this end. This triangle will get put aside for your topper. Now, you have an angle here. It's the same. You open up your piece for your runner. This will be the center with the poinsettias to the center. Your 2 triangle sets, one goes here, one goes here, and you will connect them, keeping your lines lined up. The 60-degree ruler is a great money saver. You can get a lot of mileage out of your fabric and no waste. So you will sew this here, keeping in mind that you're going to pin. And you'll pin this to this, this to this, this to this, and this to this. And then you will connect the 2 together, and that will complete your runner. Now, the pieces that we cut and we put aside for your topper will go together in this fashion. You remember I told you about the seam allowance being important. These 2 half triangles will get sewn together, and they will make a complete triangle that matches here. I usually try to always line up my half triangles opposite each other. It balances your topper nicely. So these go opposite, and these also will fit in, lining up with your pins when you sew, and it will make a beautiful topper completed. We have one here, and we have one here. Each were byproducts of the runners. We had strips that were left that were about 5.5 inches wide. So what I did on those 5.5 inch wide strips, I just flipped my ruler the whole length of my runner all the way down the strip, and I got 2 smaller ones. And when I was all done, I had some pieces of the holly and the berry left from my leftovers. And I flipped the ruler the whole length of this as well. And I had the center of my little mug rugs, and I just sewed a little bit of red fabric around the outside. So you can get 6 projects out of many of these border print table runner fabrics. Some you'll get 4 projects, some you'll get 6, and some you'll get 8. It just depends on how you utilize your fabric and how wide you want your runners. But the 60-degree Clearview triangle ruler is the key to saving every bit of your fabric and being able to use it all.